Hey guys, welcome back to another PSA Rants video. Today I'll be by myself with no Sherwin. Anyways, today we'll be talking about summer transfers that have already taken place. To start with, Leroy Sané to Bayern Munich from Manchester City. When I look at his ability, he's a great player, great pace, great finishing at a very young age, at the age of 24 if I'm not mistaken. He's come to Bayern for 45 million with a 5-year contract. I think this is a great signing from Bayern, and I'm not quite sure why City would let this man go. I know you could say City has loads of attacking options, but I think Sané was one of their better ones and one for the future, with the likes of Aguero getting old and David Silva. I know he's a midfielder, but I just think Sané would fit into the system really well. So I think this was a great signing for Bayern Munich because I feel like they were really in need of this player. I'll tell you why. When I look at their wingers, Gnabry and Coman, I think Gnabry's a great player and he'll start on the right side. But Coman, on the other hand, not the most consistent player, and I think that Leroy Sané will take his place. And I think Coman can push Sané to the best of his abilities so that Sané can get into that side. I think Sané at a young age, he'll really excel at this team. He'll get lots of game time, and he'll start in a lot of Champions League fixtures. Anyways, I think that this is probably a great signing from Bayern, and I hope that Sané keeps out of his injury troubles and he'll play well and play a lot for Bayern Munich. On to the next signing, Timo Werner to Chelsea. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 52 mil for 5 years. And I think this has actually been a great signing from Frank Lampard. Came in, he's been a great player for the last 2 seasons, bagged many goals for himself, done his team so much, helped them so much to become where they are, become a Champions League team and a highly ranked squad in the Bundesliga. When I look at Timo Werner, I look at a player who's very pacey, like Sané, and just so naturally gifted in front of goal. I think Chelsea needed this because if you look at their season this season, they've had lots of games where they've dominated, but Tammy Abraham or Olivier Giroud have just not been the best in their end product. And I think Timo Werner is one of the best strikers in the world right now, actually, and I think he'll do them bits. And with the signing of Hakim Ziyech coming in, and hopefully many more for Chelsea, although I'm an Arsenal fan and I hope they don't do that well, I think this is a big signing for Frank Lampard and the Chelsea team. I think he'll just fit in so perfectly because they have such a pacey attack on the wingers with Willian, whether he leaves on the free or not, and Pulisic. He's actually proven to be quite a good talent. Also came in from the Bundesliga, and I think he might work well with Timo Werner coming in from Chelsea. So yeah. Next, I look at the swap deal between Juventus and Barcelona for the signings of Pjanic and Arthur. I'm going to look at this from 2 different perspectives. First, the Barcelona perspective. Okay, first, Barcelona's getting rid of a 25-year-old Brazilian midfielder with lots of potential and many years for him to get at his top level where he probably hasn't shown at with Barca, but could definitely prove so in the next couple of years. And you're bringing in an old, over 30 midfielder, Pjanic. Don't get me wrong, he's been a great player for Juventus, but I just think it doesn't make sense. He's coming to the end of his career and coming to Barca, especially with Barca's team right now. They have the likes of Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, who's probably their best player, Luis Suarez. Just look at these world-class players, but they're also old. And if you look at this in the next couple of years, maybe even 1 year or so, these players will be leaving the club, and Barca will not be able to replace these players. I know they have the likes of Ansu Fati and Griezmann. Griezmann's not been providing for them, but they just don't have the young players that they need at the club. And just adding more age into this is not helping it. It's just becoming worse because when these players are done with Barcelona or not showing what they should be doing, then it's just panic stations for Barca, as they just have a bunch of 33-year-olds that no one wants to buy because it's just the end of their careers. I think Barca need to be keeping players like Arthur, or at least buying players similar age, which is just, it's outraging for me. It doesn't make sense at all for me as an outside viewer. On the other hand, when I look at Juventus, similar with Barca, actually, they have quite a few old players, but I just think this is a great signing for them, actually. Arthur, he's a young player. He's quite a good midfielder, quite creative, quite box-to-box. He's just a good midfielder, well-rounded. I think he can prove to be well there. I think Juventus might have lacked a good midfielder. I know they have Pjanic and Matuidi and Aaron Ramsey and Rabiot from PSG. But I do think this is a good signing. I think he's a bit better than most of those names. Maybe not Matuidi, maybe not Pjanic, but Pjanic is getting to an older age, so they'd have to replace him anyways. So I do think Arthur, he'll really push the midfielders to get to their best of abilities and just do better. And I think that this makes so much more sense in a Juventus point of view than a Barca point of view. And yeah, I guess just bad signings from Barcelona, and I guess well done from Juventus. So yeah, guys, that'll be it. I'll wrap it up here. Hope you like and subscribe, and comment down below what you'd like to see more videos of. PSA Rants, peace.